Hello, everybody. Tonight I got Campbell Bagshaw, Olivia Bruno, and Kasey Hamilton on my show, Catching Up with JB. The three of them all played at Washburn Rural High School in Topeka, Kansas, and now they're all playing at KU, playing softball together. What is it like for you three to play softball together? You know, you guys played 2 years together at Washburn Rural, and now you're playing together at KU. What has that been like for you guys?
It's been a blast, and to be able to represent Washburn Rural and represent Topeka is honestly just so fun for all three of us, I think. But also just being able to like go back home to our community and know that everybody supports us back home, and it being such a close drive, being able to see all those familiar faces when we play in Lawrence, it's just been a blast.
Yeah, going off with what Kasey said, it really is like a really good community that we get to go back home to. But also I get to see these two amazing athletes like improve every year and get to live out their dreams. And it's just like so awesome to see that.
Yeah, it's just been such a good time. Obviously, I'm the youngest of us three, and so I kind of looked up to them in all aspects of life before college, and so just being able to play with them is just a blessing. And just having such a great year as well is just like it's so fun to see all of us thrive in different ways.
So, Kasey and Campbell, you guys won a state championship together in basketball at Washburn Rural. And then, Campbell, you got one by yourself your senior year. How do you think winning that championship kind of helped you with winning, going further?
Yeah, I mean, winning a state championship is one of the best feelings that you can have in sports. And we haven't secured a championship at KU yet, but like being able to keep that feeling in our back pocket and know that like that's the goal. And that was basketball. This is a little bit different world over here, but the feeling of winning is really the most important thing. And being able to go back to that and kind of remember what that felt like is most important.
Yeah, like she said, like winning a state championship is a feeling that you can't really explain until it happens to you. But one thing that like sticks out to me that happened with the state championship teams, both my freshman and senior year, was just the team chemistry. And I think ultimately that's why we won both those years, is just because we were such a tight-knit group. And I see that in the team we have now at KU, which is just a great feeling. And when you have that team chemistry, nothing can beat it.
Kasey and Olivia, you guys both made the Big 12 all-freshman team at KU your freshman years. What did that moment mean to both of you?
It was really special, just kind of being able to be recognized for the role that both of us kind of stepped into our freshman year and kind of being tossed into the fire right away. And it's always been a goal of mine every single year to go back and get my name on that Big 12 list. And hopefully that happens this year for me, but we're just going to keep working towards that goal. And it felt really good freshman year. So try to repeat.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna bounce off what Case said. Like, it was a very big like wow moment for me, because it was just something like you don't really, when you're a freshman, you don't really have these expectations. You're just playing at a high level, and it was, I don't know if Case felt the same, but it was kind of like a shock, like wow, like this is a thing, like, but it was very eye-opening to what it meant to play at that high level.
Because, well, the two of you guys were all state, the three of you all made all state first team in high school. But Kasey and Olivia, you guys were all state in high school, I think your senior years. And then you guys both go to KU and you get Big 12 freshman, all freshman team as freshmen. That's like pretty cool just to go from all state to big freshman. Big 12 freshman. So that goes to my next question. You three each were named first team all state in high school. What did that mean to you guys? Because that's the whole state, the best. Everybody in softball's in one group, and you guys are on first team.
Yeah, I mean there's not really a better honor that you can ask for, and I think Liv made a really good point about going into freshman year not really having expectations of what we can really achieve, because it is amazing to be in high school and get those accolades and even win state championships, whether that be softball, basketball, what have you. That's all amazing. But when you go to D1 Power 5 softball, like it's just a whole different ball game, and expectations are way higher, and the game is just elevated so much more than it was before. So to be able to kind of like carry on that success even on such a different playing field, just kind of like gratifies and like proves the work that we've put in.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off of that again. Just like Kay said, it's the highest honor we could have gotten like in high school, and I don't know, those expectations, I feel like just in high school you don't really think about them. I feel like you just go out and have fun, and it's the same in college, but you got to compete at a higher level. And I don't know, I just think high school was such a blessing, and you just got to compete and like have fun. It was awesome. Yeah.
I think it's just really cool to see all the other girls who were on those all-state honors in high school, and you just can see how competitive Kansas is, because most of those girls who are on that list are playing at the collegiate level and competing and being successful. And so it really just like as looking back on it now, you're like, wow, you're honored to get that award because all those other girls are just as successful and doing well in their collegiate careers as well.
How close were you three growing up?
We honestly all were pretty close from the get-go. Campbell's older sister Riley has been one of my closest friends since middle school, so I like to call myself an older sister to Campbell, but just kind of growing up teasing her since literally the 7th grade. And then I've known Olivia even longer because we went to the same elementary school, and she was actually in my mom's 1st grade class, so kind of the same type of thing. I think I'd like to say I've had them both under my wing for a little while now.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while, and it was kind of like fate because Kasey's mom was my 1st grade teacher, so we've just always been circling each other. But it's funny because we've never really played on the same team until high school. We were all on different club teams trying to compete, so that was interesting. But yeah, we've always been just circling each other in different sports.
Yeah, Kasey's always been an older sister to me since she's been around, always at my house, and, seeing her all the time. And then Olivia, I honestly just played against her growing up in other sports, more soccer, sometimes softball, but we played each other a lot in soccer. But just like I said earlier, I just looked up to both of them just because they were successful athletes and they were older than me. Honestly, didn't really know if they knew me super well when I was super young, but just looking up to them has been a blessing.
Kasey, I think it was your senior. No, it was 2018. You broke the school record for season strikeouts with 149 at Washburn Roll, and you finished high school with 400 strikeouts and had an ERA of 0.4 in 2019. What do those numbers mean to you?
It's pretty cool to look back on, and because those are pretty impressive numbers, and like it'd be awesome to be able to have those numbers today, but like I was saying, college is just such a different level, and to like look back on those numbers in high school, it's kind of shocking that I was like in a position to have an ERA under 0.5. Like that's crazy to think about, but like Liv was saying earlier, high school was just so much about having fun and just competing and just playing good raw softball because no one was worried about anything else. It was just fun, competing, playing with your friends, and just like loving the game. So,
Olivia, hang on, let me get there. You were 2-time All-State in high school, 3-time All-City, and you had 11 home runs in 2019. And then we go to your freshman year at KU, and you led the team with 13 home runs as a freshman with 44 RBIs. What does that mean to you to come into KU and lead the team in home runs?
I don't know. I think when you say it out loud, it's a little eye-opening because I even forgot I had that my freshman year. Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know, I'm kind of in awe of the freshman year I had, I guess, because it's just, I mean, when you're a freshman, you don't come in and think, oh, I'm going to start, I'm going to do all this. But ultimately, like, it happened. I don't know. It means a lot to know that I came in and just, I want to say I still had fun. Like, I was still coming off of high school ball and there wasn't really expectations, but I just loved the game and I wanted to compete at this high level. And yeah, I think it's when you said the stats, it just made me be like, whoa, like I forget that happened. But yeah, it means a lot.
Well, because the next year you came in, you were preseason All Big 12, and then you were the CSC Academic All District selection, and you led the team with 9 home runs. So you like your home run total went down a little bit, but you also led the team with 30 walks. So it was like teams were like, okay, let's not pitch to her because she can hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. You're I don't know. It's a lot, especially when people just start having film on you and they start seeing all the things that they can see on the film. So it's really just, it's harder, but it's a lot more fun because you get to, there's like a little more compete factor to it.
And Kasey, that kind of goes back to you because you came into KU as a freshman and you had 11 starts and you led the team with 59 strikeouts. And then you threw your first career shutout against Texas Tech. Like your first career college shutout. What was that game like?
Honestly, freshman year, most of it is a blur because I was just so nervous. And I think any freshman that gets kind of thrown into big situations like that would agree. Like all the pitchers that I've talked to, like the first appearance that you have freshman year is just like blackout because you're just trying to keep your composure and throw strikes really. But kind of the theme of this has just been like the expectations freshman year was low. And so when my name got called, like I tried to do my best, throw my best pitches, and in a game like Tech, throwing a shutout like that, it worked out. And that's when you can kind of like sit back and relax and be like, okay, I am good enough to like play at this level and be good at this level. So yeah, I mean, really the growth from freshman to senior year and just like the mindset change has been a lot about like what I need to go out and do and how to compete and expect to throw a shutout every game instead of just being like, whoa, I just threw a shutout, you know?
Because your next year you had 28 starts and you led the team with 103 strikeouts. So you went up from 59 to 103. So that's a lot of work. And then your junior year, you were named to the Porto Vallarta College All-Tourney Challenge team.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
Puerto Vallarta, but you were close.
I was close enough. I was reading it. I read it a couple of times trying to figure out how to say it. I was like, I'm going to butcher this. Campbell, this has been you were a freshman last year, but you didn't play very much. So this is like your true freshman season for you, kind of in a way. What's it been like this year for you? Because
it's
lately you've been killing it here lately.
It's been honestly the biggest thing to me is just having a year of experience personally has really just made me the player who I am today. Like they've said so far, like college is very humbling and eye-opening, and it's a whole different ball game. You can say you're ready for it, but once you actually get thrown in, it humbles you really quick. So just like having that year of experience, I feel has helped me in my journey.
What at Washburn Rural do you three think prepared you for college the most?
Washburn Rural and Topeka sports in general is very competitive. It's a big city. I mean, big high schools, a lot of talent all around. We have talent like us three, Nija, so many other big names coming out of Topeka, and like to be able to compete with that before we get on the stage of Power 5 softball, like that was the best thing that could have prepared us.
Yeah, for sure. The competitive factor is definitely there, especially since like all three of us went to state for softball and then other sports. I feel like just the competitiveness never goes away. In fact, it like the competitiveness like goes up a whole nother notch when it comes to college because everyone wants to be everyone. And I think that's something that really just learned from just playing in high school.
Yeah, 100% the competitiveness of Kansas sports, Topeka sports, but also just like having the ability to play other sports growing up. All three of us have played multiple sports throughout our childhood and into high school. And I just think it just like has enhanced our athleticism and athletic ability.
So I like how you three said that about Topeka because Olivia and Campbell, I don't know if Kasey was still at Roll at the time, but you guys would get to state and then you would have to play your, Topeka High at state when you played them you played them 4 other times already, 2 doubleheaders. That's really hard because you got to play a team 6 times in one season. So the three of you, y'all are coming off of a huge weekend to start conference season by sweeping ranked Baylor. What does that kind of do for your team's motivation at this point in the season?
Honestly, like I don't want to say we're on such a high right now because we make it a point to kind of stay level and keep our heads in the same place no matter how good or bad we're doing. So I don't want to say we're riding a high right now, but we're feeling really good about how we look and coming out and sweeping a number 13 ranked team. Like it's just proving that we are a good team and we can sweep and beat a team 3 times in a row. Like we're not just talking about it anymore. We're proving it and we're good and we're going to ride it out as long as we can.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all know that we have a target on our back, but it's kind of what Case said, I think in an interview, like people have to compete with us. Like we are stepping up. Like this team is amazing this year. Like we all have a common goal, and I think teams are starting to look at us and be like, okay, like Kansas is for real now. And it's like we're like hungry for that. Like we want to win so bad. And I think like there's just that competitive factor again. Like we're not giving up. Like we're not laying down. Like we're going to win.
Every time we step on the field, we all know that we're doing it for each other and not for ourselves, which has been really important. And I think it just proves to us that we can really compete with anyone if we're doing it for each other and pulling each other up when one of your teammates is down, and just every time you're in the box, every time you're on the field, just like fighting to win for each other and not for yourself.
So you guys have won 16 of your last 18 games. What's the mindset just been trying to keep that, just keep W's coming?
I think I've heard it a few times in the last few days, but winning is contagious. And we're coming out with a lot of confidence right now because it's confidence that we can back up. It's confidence in our preparation, in our training. It's confidence that we're a good team. And for the last few years, we've been okay, but we've played these really good competitive teams. We've played them close, but we haven't had things fall our way. And this year we're having those things fall our way because we're making it happen. And so the mindset has just been like this team, this Baylor team, or this whoever has to come out and beat us because we're good and we're gonna play them hard and we're gonna be grittier and we're gonna want it more.
Yeah, for sure. I think it also we do it for our teammates too. Like that's one big thing. It's more than just us. We're playing for KU, not for the number on our back. So I think it really, our community, our team is just so, our chemistry is just so there. And so we're doing it for the people to our left and to our right always.
Yeah, and obviously our last 18 games so far, like everyone we've played has been solid. And from here on out, the road's just getting tougher. And so I think if we just keep that confidence going into whoever we're playing at the moment, and just being present in that game and attacking that game, I think we'll continue to be successful.
So Softball America came out with their new poll yesterday, and they ranked you guys number 20th in the country, and that's your first time being ranked since 2015. Like, what does that mean to you guys and to the girls in the locker room?
It's honestly surreal. Like, we've just been working so hard and doing everything full circle, the mental, the physical, the emotional. Like, we've just been working so hard on every aspect of the game, and it's starting to pay off, and numbers are showing that, and rankings are showing that. And we're just so grateful. And it's surreal because just for 4 years now, I've been hoping to see Kansas softball up on one of those lists, and we saw it this weekend, and it's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I would say we've been waiting for this, I feel like, just because we put in as a team so much work and effort, and I see it every day at practice. Like, we work so hard, and we just, I mean, yeah, we have a ranking, but it's also like we know we want more. Like, this doesn't, like, we can show that we have put in the work. We are going to do so much. Sorry, my dog just peed on the floor. But I mean, the rankings just, I feel like, prove that we have to, I'm so sorry. That we have done just so good. We're finally getting the recognition that we've been striving for a while.
Yeah, I agree with what both of them have said. It's very surreal, but also, like Liv said, we want more. Like, it pushes us, and I think it just, like, our hard work has paid off, and it just pushes us because we really just want to continue that hard work and, see where the rest of this year takes us.
Now, you guys are homegrown. You guys got 6 girls from the state of Kansas. And it's kind of like, the football team's winning, the boys basketball team's winning, the girls basketball team's winning, softball's winning, baseball's winning. The football team led by Devin Neal, that's a Lawrence native. What does it mean to be homegrown and winning at Kansas?
Kansas strong. I mean, there's nothing more, like, prideful than being able to wear our state across our chest. Like, we grew up here, grew up Kansas fans, like, KU's in our blood, and to be able to, like, wear that across our chest means everything.
Yeah, exactly what Kay said. It's just being Kansas grown. Like, we've wanted to come to Kansas for a while. We've wanted to represent the Jayhawk. Like, I think it just proves that people want to stay home and represent their home state. And we're here. We want to win it. We want Kansas to be known that we have every sport we can compete at, and across the board, any sport, and we're going to dominate.
Absolutely. And it's super cool too. Like, obviously, since we are from Kansas, families are there, and it gives us a huge support system. But also, to me, like, the coolest thing is just being able to go up in the stands after games and see all the little girls who are from Kansas who are supporting us. And we also, over the summer, do camps for them, and it's just super cool to, like, give back and be able to work with them because we were in their shoes at one point.
Brooklyn DeLay said the same thing, that her coach told her, you never know who's watching. You got little kids in the stands. You got parents that bring their kids to the games, bring their daughters. It might be their first game coming to. And then you want them to come back. Or you want them to go home and be like, I want to play softball. I want to be like Olivia. I want to be like Kasey. So that's kind of cool that you got people like that, little girls that do look up to you. What does that mean to you three?
Honestly, I think that's one of the coolest parts about it is to see their faces after games. Even if, we've come up there after some ugly losses, and they're still just so happy to see us and so happy to get our signatures on a softball or on a poster. And we kind of think of ourselves as just like some average 20, 21-year-old girls, but they look at us like superstars. And to be able to, like, be a role model for somebody and do something for someone else, it just puts the game at a whole nother level.
Yeah, it means the world, because I remember being that little and coming to games and wanting people to sign my posters. And it means the world to know that no matter what, they look at us like we're a shining star. And I think it just proves like how much influence we can actually have on these little girls, and how we can be like such life changers in their life. So it just means the world being able to see them, talk to them, connect with them.
It just shows like we're playing for something bigger than ourselves. Just seeing those little girls, the smiles on their faces is just awesome. And just being able to be that role model, like Kasey said. And just, like they look up to you. And that doesn't necessarily just mean on the softball field. Like some of the little girls I give lessons to, like they just want to talk about life, like elementary school, what's going on in their lives. So just like being that person for them is just, it makes me very happy.
So like there is professional for softball, but like Division I softball is kind of like professional softball. So to those little girls, you guys are pro athletes, like kind of. Campbell and Olivia, this question is more for you two. Kasey, do you have another year?
Nope, I'm done after this one.
You don't have the COVID year?
Nope.
Oh.
I wish.
So, Campbell and Olivia, what do you guys think of Arizona State, those schools coming into the Big 12 next year?
I'm excited. I don't know. I look at this as an opportunity to compete with other schools that we don't necessarily compete with every year. So I think it's really exciting that we get more people, more teams to compete with us. I love being able to play teams we don't usually play. So this is just like a really exciting factor to everything.
It's going to be different. That's for sure. I mean, obviously we've grown up with the Big 12 having the teams that have always been in it, but obviously we're losing two big powerhouses for softball, but we're not really like losing much. The teams that are coming in like are very competitive when it comes to softball, so I think it'll be a good test for us next year as well.
Yeah, because you're losing Oklahoma and Texas. I mean, Oklahoma is the best team in softball, obviously. Texas is really good. But you're gaining Arizona State. They're usually always good. Utah's not terrible. And I don't know how good Colorado is, but, I mean, you're getting three strong teams. Campbell, you were a first-team All-State, first-team All-League, and first-team All-City your senior year of high school. What did getting all those awards in 1 year mean to you?
Honestly, it just kind of pushed me to want to work harder, because I know like my hard work had paid off in that moment, but ultimately like I just wanted to keep working for more and just bettering myself so that when I came to the collegiate level, I could be the best player I could be.
So your guys' series sweep against Baylor was the first series sweep against a ranked Big 12 opponent since KU swept Oklahoma, number 5 Oklahoma, in a 2-game series in 2005. So once you guys pulled out the brooms on Sunday, what went through? I mean, did any of that even go through any of the girls' heads saying, "Oh my God, we just swept Baylor. We can beat, we can hang with these teams"?
Yeah, this last weekend was really special for a lot of reasons. We also had our alumni weekend, so we had a lot of former players, some that were on that 2005 team, come out and kind of get to connect with us and support us throughout the weekend. And to kind of be able to show out for them was really, really special, because alumni is so important for a program. And the fact that we could kind of like prove something for them and prove something for ourselves and make a name even more so was just really special.
Yeah, definitely with the alumni, like I feel like as a team, we're just honored for that team who swept Oklahoma to be there and see the sweep again, and that we are going back to what they paved, I guess. They tried to pave a way, and we're finally getting back to like beating these teams, being able to beat a team 3 times, which is really hard to do. And I think it was just an honor to be able to play in front of those alums, especially since they are a community, but they're part of our community now too.
Yeah, definitely the alumni weekend was a special, especially Saturday was a special day for us, just being able to play in front of them and having all their support there as well. Like there was, I think, 40 that showed up. So they were there to support us, and we were there to play for them who came before us, which was really cool. But then also is just the fact that our fight this weekend was just amazing. And obviously none of the games were high scoring, so it just showed that we had to fight for every run, and our pitchers had to work to, hold them off the board as well. And so just like the fight we had throughout the whole weekend was just truly amazing.
Kasey, did I read that you got a new what's the word I'm looking for? Did I read that you got an award this past weekend?
I did, yes. I received the Marlene Mawson Exemplary Women's Student Athlete Award.
What is that award, and what does it mean to you?
Receiving that award has been possibly the highlight of this year for me. Marlene Mawson is a trailblazer in women's athletics, and especially a trailblazer for KU women's athletics. She's done a lot in this space, and I just respect her so much. And now, after receiving this award, I've learned a lot more about her as well, and she's just amazing. So to be presented an award for just hard work and being a fierce competitor, it was shocking, and I was truly humbled and grateful to receive it. But like I said, it's been probably the highlight of my senior year.
So this year, you're 7-5. You got an ERA under 2.4. And what are those? Oh, never mind. I got them right here. I was reading something else, and I got them right here. So yeah, you got a 2.3 ERA. You're 7-5 with 13 starts, but your starts are against really good competition. Like you guys are saying, you guys play good teams every single night. You got 11 complete games with 6 shutouts and 61 strikeouts. Like, what do those numbers mean to you at this point in the season?
Me and along with the rest of the team, I think we're just rolling right now. And like we were talking about earlier, I walk into the circle every time I get the chance and just truly believe in myself and my confidence. And I go up there and I make the batter beat me. So a lot of my mindset this year too has been about controlling what I can control, because I can get really caught up on the emotional side of it and kind of not being able to pick myself up if something happens. So really just trying to throw my best pitches and hit spots. And if they hit the ball, they hit the ball. But that's really proved to be successful for me.
What is it like going in the circle? Like, you're going to play Baylor, you're pitching against Baylor, pitching against Oklahoma or Texas. What goes through your mind?
There's really nothing like it. And I know that's going to be the feeling that I'm going to miss the most when I'm done this year. Especially those big games like you're talking about against a ranked Texas at Austin, like stepping into the circle and just like feeling the adrenaline and the crowd and my team. There's really nothing like it.
What do you want to do after softball?
That is a great question. I don't totally know. I'll probably end up working sales marketing in Kansas City.
I got you.
Yeah.
Campbell, you've played in 25 games this year. I think last year it was like 2 or 3 games. So that's a big jump. You've started in 23 of them. You're 22 for 69 hitting right now with 5 doubles and 2 triples. And we're going to talk about the other 2 numbers here in a minute. But those 5 doubles and 2 triples, what's kind of gone through your head? Just you're getting opportunity to play and you're just taking advantage of it.
Yeah, like we kind of talked about earlier, it's just doing it for my team. Every time in the box, that's all I'm thinking about is just how can I help out my pitchers? How can I help out our defense? Like taking the stress off is just doing what I can in that moment to help us so that we can score a run or just get another base runner on or anything possible. So just finding any way to get on.
Damn. All right. Olivia, you've played in 23 games this year with 19 starts. You're 12 of 56 hitting. You got 1 home run, 1 double, but you've been walked 12 times. What goes through your mind when you come up to the plate and like you're either getting walked or you're crushing the ball over the fence?
Mostly I'm trying not to think at all. Just when I see a ball, just hit it. That's in the zone. I kind of have a feeling of what pitchers are usually going to throw me because, I mean, they see film and they know what to throw me. So I have a pretty solid game plan usually, but a lot of the time, pitchers usually just want me to chase. So I kind of have an idea, and I have learned to be more disciplined when it comes to hitting what I want at the plate, especially since I am getting walked more. So really having to find the pitch I actually want instead of hitting what the pitcher throws me.
Yeah, because you lead your team in walks at 12. Ashlyn Anderson has 10, Presley Limbaugh has 10, and Addison Purvis has 11. So you lead your team in walks. Now, something big happened this past week. Your guys' teammate, Miss Campbell up there, hit her first career college home run, and it just happened to be a grand slam. And then you follow that up by hitting another home run. So now you got 2 home runs on the year. Campbell, what was that like watching that ball go over the fence? Because I'm going to have the other 2 have their input too on this. But what was it like to you to see that ball go over the fence and it was a grand slam?
Honestly, it didn't feel real for about 5 minutes. When I went up there, obviously the bases were loaded. We had no outs, which helped a little bit, so I could kind of free swing a little bit more. But I just went up there hoping to push at least 1 run across. And honestly, it just kind of went over. I don't really know what happened. I kind of blacked out. How Kasey was saying it happened to her. It happened to me. So it kind of just went over.
Kasey?
It was incredible. I mean, the first thought I had was, how the hell did she get her hands to that ball? Because up and in, man. I don't know how she did it, but I was just beaming with pride for her because Campbell has just been working so hard the last couple of years, and I honestly think she's been underrated on this team until as of recently, and she's got to prove herself and prove how good she is, and she backed it up with another one a couple days later. So
yeah, it was surreal just to like see her do it. I'm always so proud of just her work ethic. Just she has been working super hard, and I don't know, when she hit it, we all knew, first of all, we all knew it was gone when it left her bat. Like it was a no doubter. So just being able to see that and just a grand slam like that's, I don't know, it was huge, and I just felt so proud of her.
Because then, Campbell, you follow that up with another home run later. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday.
Friday.
Like now you just want to hit home runs now?
No, actually, when you try to hit home runs, it doesn't work. So, but yeah.
So you're going through kind of a position change, right? They moved you over to first base because in high school, didn't you play shortstop?
Yes.
What has that been like?
Last year, it was a very humbling experience. It's an entirely different position than anything I've ever played before. And it's really hard, honestly. Like, looking at it from the outside, you don't feel like there's a lot to do besides just catch the ball. But let me tell you, there is a lot you have to learn. And I give a lot of credit to Olivia because she single-handedly taught me how to play first base last year. So I learned from the best. But, yeah, it was a switch. I had to kind of alter my mindset as well because obviously at shortstop, you're kind of the leader of the field. You're playing in the middle infield, which you're doing a lot more. Obviously, you're turning double plays and you're making, you're making more plays, but at first you kind of have to just change your mindset and know where you're going. You still have a lot to do, but it's just different.
Oh, I don't know where I was going after that one. Kasey, so you just pitched. Do you play any other positions?
No, I used to hit and play first base, but right before sophomore season started, I was promoted to PO.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no running. Less running. You got a circle around you. You could tell the girls, I'm not leaving my circle.
Mm-hmm. It worked out. So.
And then Olivia, are you just DHing, or you still play a little bit of first whenever they want you to go in first? And I guess.
Yeah, I still play a little first.
But you're mainly just DH, right?
Yep. Right now.
What's it going to take to get KU softball to Oklahoma City?
I think it's going to be exactly what we're doing right now. The amount of grittiness that we're playing with and the quality of defense that we've been playing with, defense wins championships. So if we can keep runs off the board for the other team and find a way to scrape 1, 2, or 3 across, like, we're going to win ball games. So we just need to keep doing what we're doing, really.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely on the defense. Like, our defense has been on fire, and it's just so awesome to just see how far we've come with defense too. And it's just so exciting and a momentum builder when it comes to defense and them being able to stop like a line drive with a dive-in play or something. So definitely defense. Hitting is doing pretty good. Yeah, if we can get a few runs, that'd be good. But also I want to shout out our pitching. Like, Kasey and KB have been doing amazing on the mound. Like, they work so hard, and they just are powerhouses when they're on the mound. And it's just so awesome to see Case go out and throw, especially since this is her last year and she's dominating.
Yeah, our pitching has been locked down this year, and it's obviously helpful for them when they know that our defense is going to be locked down as well. Our defense has just been able to steal momentum from other teams, as well as giving us momentum, because when you make that huge play when they have the bases loaded, or Cripe makes that diving play that saves a run, just making those plays just like takes the momentum away from them and gives it to us. And we just talked about how making it to postseason obviously is our goal, and if you make it to postseason, anything can happen. So just pushing for that, and then seeing where it takes us, just trusting our defense, trusting our pitching, and then pushing those runs across, like Kasey said.
So I like how Olivia said defense has kind of been huge lately, because ever since I texted Campbell about scheduling this, Campbell's been on this tear on offense and defense. It's like, okay, I'm about to take off because I'm about to do a show. What do you guys like most about your coaching staff?
I think the player coaching bond this year has just been something totally different. And I don't even know if I can tell you what it is, but there's just like a different level of trust. And I think everyone on the team, top to bottom, is really buying into everything that our coaching staff is telling us. And I don't think that's always been the case, but we've really believed in it this year, and we've bought in, and it's working, because that's what has to happen. There needs to be trust going both ways, and our coaches are trusting us and we're trusting them, and it's working really well.
Yeah, definitely. The trust factor is like at an all-time high right now. We're all buying in, and we're all just wanting to win, which we all have a game plan when it comes to our coaches, but they also are very motivating when it comes to softball, but also like how we're doing like mentally and everything. So our new coach, Coach H, shout out, but she's been like this spark with every game. Like, it's always the little things with her, and I think that's what we've been missing in past years that we're really honoring this year.
It's hard to go after you guys because you literally say what I want to say, but yeah, the trust factor has been huge. Just like Kasey said, buying in to everything they're saying to us, and as well as what we're saying, like in our huddles, among our team, like there's no separation there. Like we all want to do it for each other. The coaches want it for us. We want it for them. So it's just like trust goes all the way around. Confidence is all the way around. We have confidence in them. They have confidence in us. And we've just seen that be successful this year.
If you three could change anything about high school, what would y'all change?
Well, for me, I would want to play my senior year that got canceled due to COVID. But maybe more realistically, I would want to beat Free State in my junior year softball championship game.
That was the state title game, right?
That was the state title game. It was either 1-0 or 2-0.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I think it was 1-0.
Yeah. I'd take that game.
Yeah, what was that girl's name that went? She went to Oklahoma State.
Tatum Clofton. She just transferred to LSU. Yeah, that still haunts me because it was a play where the ball got stuck under the fence and we could have easily raised our hands and the runner would have stayed at third. And like Case trucked the next girl out or something, so it would have still been 0-0. Like I remember, it's like so clear, like it haunts me. But yeah, definitely that. Or like Case said, like her COVID year, like that would be my junior year, and I swear we were gonna like go off that year. Like I 100% felt like that year was our year.
Yeah, I agree with that. My sophomore year of high school, I know it's not as important, but yeah, also I would say my last at bat of my high school career, I got the last out in the state championship game that we lost. So I would probably take that back if I could, but
you had a decent game that game, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have a big game coming up tomorrow night. You guys get number 15 Mizzou at 5 p.m. in Lawrence. So this will be, Kasey, this will be your last time playing against Mizzou, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, maybe. We'll see what postseason does, but
that is true. But your last regular season game against Mizzou.
Yeah.
What would a win tomorrow night mean to you?
It would be huge. I think we're expecting a really good turnout, and there's no rivalry.
You guys had, sorry to cut you off, but
okay.
you had a good turnout this past weekend.
We did. We had a really good turnout, and I think, I don't want to say it'll be better, but I think we're going to have a really good crowd for tomorrow night. And there's no rivalry like Mizzou, Kansas, so we all want it. And I know being so close, we all know other girls on Mizzou pretty well. So there's a lot of rivalries that go on there, and winning tomorrow night would be huge for our RPI and like postseason outlooks as well. So it's going to be a really big game.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. I mean, we should have kicked their butt last year. So I'm still, I don't know. The border war is always so fun because it's so competitive. The fans get into it. There's just so much like noise that it's amazing. But I'm ready to beat them.
Yeah, winning tomorrow would be huge for us just because of how well of a year they're having. It would just help us a lot, but also just being able to play them at home is going to be a super fun experience that I haven't got to yet experience.
So this question kind of goes back to the beginning. I didn't even have this question written down, but it kind of came to me as the show went on. What does it mean to you three to, you guys, we kind of talked about the little girls and the kids and stuff situation, but what does it mean to you three that you guys can tell little girls playing softball at Kimberly or at the lake that, hey, you can go to school at Washburn Rural, you can go to school at Topeka High or Shawnee Heights, and you can go to KU?
Yeah. Like we were talking about, the community that we have at Washburn Rural and the little girl fan base that's back home, like I know that they're proud of us, and we just love to watch them grow up and get better as we give them lessons and as they come to camps. Like, we've truly watched some of these girls grow up, and to be able to watch like some of them even follow in our footsteps would be amazing and so surreal for us.
Definitely. I want the little girls to know that like dreams can come true. Like, if you have a goal, like you can, like, there is potential to reach it. It's just how hard you're willing to work. So just being able to help them reach their dreams to go to KU is so amazing. And I don't know, it's just very eye-opening.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like we talked about earlier and what both of them said, just the camps and the lessons, they impact us too. Like, obviously we're helping them, but they're helping us and making us happy and letting us give back. But also it's a cool experience because like they're growing up too. And as they do get older, like we went through the recruiting process. And so if they're trying to go through the recruiting process, we can help them and just give them tips and things that, you know, when times get hard, like you can be that person to help them and just ultimately guide them and help them, you know, maybe have their own collegiate career.
So I usually ask the last question I usually ask is, what would you tell your teenage self? But since you guys are kind of still technically, well, you're not teenagers anymore, but where do you each see yourself in 5 years?
That's a big one. In 5 years, I see myself still around Lawrence, Kansas City area, and just being connected with my friends and family still, but working towards having kids that will play softball and play sports and whatever.
I see myself probably moving to Colorado or somewhere like that and working. I see after college, I really want to get into like Olympic lifting. So just working out a lot, being able to like hike and all that stuff. I don't know. Just diving more into my hobbies, I guess.
So you two, when she said Olympic lifting, y'all were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'll be good at that.
Olivia's hobbies are working out, so that makes sense.
Weight room just stays in the weight room.
Yeah.
Campbell, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. I still feel like I'm a little girl most of the time. 5 years from now, I don't know where I'm going to be at, but I don't really want to live in Kansas, but I probably will just because, you know, that's just how life goes. But I am a business major, marketing, so hopefully something in that field. But again, you just never know. But hopefully just happy and starting a family at some point.
Kasey, did you play at the old stadium at KU, or have you always played at the new one?
Yep, always a roadshow.
I got you. Well, good luck the rest of the year, you three. I really hope you guys keep winning, win the Big 12 tournament, and somehow find a way to get to Oklahoma City.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. I just want to tell everybody, thanks for watching another episode of Catching Up with JB. Kasey, Olivia, and Campbell have been huge in helping turn around Jayhawk softball. Don't forget to check their schedule and make it to a game or two and cheer on your Lady Jayhawks. Also, I want to thank my sponsor for tonight's show, State Farm agent DJ Wakes at Jamie Hornbaker State Farm in Topeka, Kansas. The agency has been voted best in Topeka multiple times, and he has saved me money on insurance, and now let him save you money on insurance as well. Give him a call at 785-235-5633 or go visit him at his office at 2704 Northwest Topeka Boulevard. And don't forget to tell him you heard about him from an episode of Catching Up with JB. And don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys, and hope you guys like my show.